USC at ND tonight. And for Fighting Irish Preview and FightingIrishPreview.com, I'm Phil Houck. The Irish, of course, looking to put last week's, how should I describe it, debacle behind them at Louisville. That wasn't a good night. The Irish obviously did not play well, but they have a chance in the next few hours to put that game behind them. And I expect them to play better tonight. And here are my final thoughts just before kickoff. First of all, you can't enter this game. The first thing in the top of your head has got to be defending Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. He's a handful. I haven't really postulated this to my other media colleagues, but yeah, he's like Patrick Mahomes out there, different arm slots. He can run when he needs to. He's very elusive as he runs the ball. Strong arm, great leadership. He is a handful. Accurate passer, extends plays, and when he tucks it and runs, as Notre Dame learned last year, because he only threw one touchdown pass in the game against Notre Dame last year, but he ran for 3 touchdowns. He is leading this offense, the Trojan offense, to 51 points per game. That is the #1 number nationally. And you add in their receivers. They go 6-7 deep at the wide receiver position. Notre Dame would like to have that problem. And they have a great running game this year, possibly better than last year. Marshawn Lloyd, who was a South Carolina transfer, he's their leading rusher this year. 600 and some yards rushing, 4 TDs on the year. So they have a powerful running game to go along with that passing game. So how do you stop them? Well, you don't. But you can't slow it down, and that's what Notre Dame's got to do. They got to win a few drives. The defense has to get the offense off the field a few times. You got to contain the big plays. So, Caleb Williams is going to find a way to get 20-yard plays. It's just going to happen. But you want to keep those 20-yard plays from becoming 50-yard plays. So that means you got to tackle. You got to tackle well. But Notre Dame did tackle well this season, the first 4.5 games. And since then, it's been a little dicey. They've got to tackle well. They're going to have a plan to contain Caleb Williams. They had one last year. It didn't quite work out. They'll have a better one this year, I think. And hopefully they will contain Caleb Williams. Now let's talk about the Notre Dame offense. Through the first 5 games, most of the first 5 games, things kind of fell apart the last couple of minutes against Ohio State. This indeed offense was great. And then the last 2 games, not so great. I mean, what the heck happened? I don't know. They played better teams, there's no doubt about that. But there is certainly opportunity today against the USC defense. They're 109th in total defense. They give up 431 yards per game, 27 points per game. That's one of the worst numbers in the country. And they talk about missed tackles. They've missed 19 tackles in each of the last 2 games. Fundamentally, they are about as unsound as they come. So yeah, there's going to be opportunities for the Notre Dame to operate against this offense, and it's going to come down to the Notre Dame offensive line. And I think that offensive line, as poorly as they performed last week, that wasn't them. They are better than that. I don't think there's any doubt about it. They can play better than that. They've certainly showed that through most of this year, and I think they'll be a little angry over that performance last week. And emotionally, I think that gives them a little bit of an edge to do better today. That should give Audric Estime some opportunities, so the Irish can control the clock maybe a little bit. That'd be good. Keep that Caleb Williams off the field. And I think that a little protection for Sam Hartman would go a long way. We saw that in the first 4 games. We did not see that last week, certainly. Sam Hartman was sacked 5 times. And that brings us to the weather today. It has rained. I got here about 8 o'clock last night. That was Friday night, and it's rained. It's rained in South Bend since then. Right now, it's letting up a little bit. It looks like at game time, we might be okay. And it's initially it was supposed to be kind of windy. I think the wind looks like it's supposed to subside too. Temperatures in the upper 40s. It may end up, cross your fingers, being a decent night for football here. Bad weather, I think, would favor the Irish a little bit, but it looks like the weather is not going to have a major impact here tonight. It's a little surprising to me that the Irish are 2.5-point favorites. A little surprising to everybody. 2.5 points, that's what Vegas thinks, but I think it's an acknowledgement that, yeah, we know Notre Dame's had some problems the last couple of weeks, but USC's got problems, particularly with their defense. There's no doubt about that. Ultimately, here's what I think. I think this game comes down to quarterback play. Sam Hartman, we know, can be very good. But Caleb Williams, as he showed against the Irish last season, well, he could be great, and that may be the difference in this game tonight. The Fighting, and please, this pains me to say, the FightingIrishPreview.com pick, USC 38, ND 30, it may come down to the last possession. Please prove me wrong, Irish. I don't want that to be correct. And maybe there's a little reverse psychology involved in this prediction for this game. Do me a favor, check out FightingIrishPreview.com. Spend some time there, look around. We're proud of our rebuild of that website. And consider supporting FightingIrishPreview.com if you would. And if you want to, you can do that by buying us a cup of coffee. Just look for the button, it's on every page there. Lots of good stuff for Notre Dame fans on that page. Just go there and explore a little bit. Fighting Irish Preview and FightingIrishPreview.com. I'm Phil Houck. Those are my final thoughts before kickoff, and I will talk to you after the game.